So how do you personally like refrain from going off on somebody? Like,
Yes.
I see in some videos where you may mention something, but it's kind of like a Jay-Z thing. You know how Jay-Z sneak diss a lot? You know what I mean? You don't come out and say the person, but how do you refrain from just saying, you know what, I'm just finna go full blown ham?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I think and it goes back to what we were saying about having somebody you trust and love in your life. Is that I had my battle with health. I've been in the hospital so many times,
Right.
intensive care and all this stuff, that it taught me that to value how, and I don't want to be, it kind of sounds a little bit cheesy, but it is a cliche, but life is really, really short.
Yeah.
And you
Right.
see how easily it can just go. Like one minute you're absolutely fine walking around,
100%.
the next minute you've got tubes breathing out a machine, and then you're like 2 months recovering with a walking stick, like, and so going through that again and again and again, it made me actually very, very resilient and very strong. I guess there are more important things. There really
Right.
are. And
Absolutely.
I focus on what I love and what I love to do and sharing it. And if people love it and are feeling it, then that's good. Then we go the same way, So, yeah.
Now, do you block people?
I used to, but not anymore, because you need that sting. You need that
Because
sting.
that's very high level. Because like I'm in the habit of blocking people. You know what I mean? To get
Yeah.
smart, say something crazy. See, I need to get to that level.
Right. The problem with that is if you get used to not dealing with it, and you kind of let your
Right.
guard down. At the beginning, I used to, because obviously I was not used to
Right.
this, like
Right.
being called everything under the sun. You're not suddenly, it's a bit strange, right? But then
Yeah.
now I just let it go, because it reminds me, it keeps me, you have to have that sting.
Right. Because I go through your comments sometime and I may not say nothing, but I
Stalker.
read them and I just be like, yeah, like, wow, this person said that. I'm waiting on the response. No response. And I'm like, I don't see how he do it. I don't see how he do it.
It's hard, man. Like, honestly,
How
kudos
do
to
you
you.
deal with it? Do you go back and forth, or?
No, I generally, the last person that I blocked, I actually cussed out. You know what I mean? So
Wow.
it was something about the podcast and somebody said about him, and I'm just like, got
Really?
time for this.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
thanks,
remember
B. Thanks for
the
having my
guy
back.
that called you a crybaby, whatever. But
Oh,
so
that's right.
I had to get in him. So
Yeah. Sorry, I was complaining about not our doing so much work and our channel's not growing and getting
Right,
the views.
right.
And apparently he called me a crybaby.
Yeah.
Stop complaining about it. Like, okay, well,
So,
why don't you try YouTube? Put in 15 hours of work for one video or more, and then put it out, hope for the best, and then it doesn't get views. Then you tell me how it feels.
I know what that feels like. I've stopped looking at views now. I totally keep out of it. That's why I want to do it part-time, because you're just doing what you love, like,
for sure.
you're not really chasing views, and I think it comes across as more authentic. I mean, I hope so. That's
Right.
Yeah, it does. I mean, when you keep it as a hobby, you definitely come across as I'm passionate about this, because once it becomes a job, you could get burned out, and then people definitely notice, man. But